Hey everyone, how's it going? To a level here as it's now July, Canada Day as I'm filming this. Beautiful day out, like not a cloud in sight, and we got more pickups for June, so let's take a look at all those. So yeah, we're going to look at all the pickups I got in June. Not too many games, just one console and 4 games. So we'll start with sorry, it's going to be a bit noisy. Hopefully it won't be too noisy, but we'll start with Devil Summoner Remaster of Raidou. So yeah, let's take a look at that. So yeah, we have Raidou Remastered, the Mystery of the Soulless Army. So this is a remaster of a PS2 game. I think there were 2 games, Devil Summoner ones on PS2. Never played these before, but always wanted to. And the little bit I played, yeah, it's really cool. Combat is really fast and fluid as you are kind of like this detective, this demon hunter sort of detective, right? It's pretty cool, very interesting, as first case you get is helping a girl who's asking you to kill her, but before any of that happens, she gets taken away by demons, right? So you're trying to investigate, get information, talk to people, and yeah, haven't played much so far because trying to get through a few other games, but the little bit I played, really cool and really happy I picked this one up. Then next up we have Pipistrello and the Yo-Yo for the Switch. This just looked really cool. So yeah, we have Pipistrello and the Yo-Yo. No, I didn't say that right when I was introducing the game, when I was just talking on the street, because yeah, I kind of forgot part of the name and I still don't know if I'm saying it right. I can read and the Yo-Yo part, but anyways, this one looked really cool. I've seen a few people talk about it and seen some video and screenshots. Want to check it out for myself, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like, playing an old Game Boy game, has that Zelda vibe to it along with Star Tropics, because, you're using this yo-yo and you're, getting more power-ups as you go along, solving certain puzzles, right? And yeah, so far, really fun, just kind of indie game, platform, adventure, right? And yeah, really enjoy it. You also have a guest track by Yoko herself, Kingdom Hearts lore, right? And among many other things like Final Fantasy 15, Super Mario RPG. The list is endless with her, one of my favorite composers ever, so that was really cool. And yeah, I think a lot of people would really enjoy this if you pick this up for yourself. It's made by an indie studio in Brazil, and yeah, I'm looking forward to checking more of this out later on. It might be one of my next games, actually, just as like a nice little, break from RPGs or something like that. But yeah, just super cool so far. And then we have the Switch 2 console, so yeah, let me tell you a little bit about that. I'm going to do a full video on my thoughts on that system soon, so look forward to that, but I'll give you my quick thoughts on it. So yeah, we have the Switch 2, so really happy I was able to get this and, having a lot of fun with it. We also got the Pro Controller with it, and super fun, super cool that a lot of these games have, just better performance, whether you're playing, Switch 1 versions, right? And really like that. There are definitely things I don't like, can go over key cards and everything like that, but not going to talk too much because I do have plans to make a video talking about my experience with the Nintendo Switch 2, the pros, cons, things like that, but again, so far as just playing the games and enjoying the games, enjoying older ones, having Breath of the Wild, having an upgrade makes me want to go back and replay that one, right? And, playing Pokemon Violet is so much better now and everything like that, so yeah, it's really cool. Again, I'll go more into detail later on, but so far, it's just quite a lot of fun for me. I know a lot of people are going to probably give me flack for saying that, but it is. It's just a fun system. So yeah, really enjoying the console, and then the two games I got for it was Mario Kart World and Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, so we'll quickly take a look at both of those. And yeah, got two games with it, so we'll start with Mario Kart World first, as this one, a lot of fun, I do wish there were some extra changes, some characters are kind of bit basic, right? Because, they just have like Penguin and, things like that. No actual names for certain characters, but, it's still cool to have them there. It's still cool to be like, oh yeah, this Penguin, like, obviously, Super Mario 64 and things like that. But, a lot of fun, like, crazy racing and doing some online stuff too a little bit. That was a lot of fun to do that with some friends, right? And yeah, it's, solid Mario Kart. Again, nothing super wild, like you got free roam, but it's not as out there or as innovative as you might think, right? Like, it's really cool to just drive around and see everything, do little challenges, but nothing mind-blowing, great. But, it's Mario Kart, it's fun, it's chaos, you get angry at all your friends, right? It's just a lot of fun, so yeah, really cool launch game for the Switch 2. And then we have Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, which, man, I love that. Marvelous has, not done the key card thing. They're also still continuing to put colored manuals in every one of their games because, yeah, if you want like a full color manual, basically Marvelous along with Xseed will pretty much always do this for you. It's really, really cool to see, and, props to them. And then for Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, this was my first Switch 2 game that I beat. I did beat Mario Kart World pretty much after, like, technically, like, I did all the courses a little bit later, but yeah, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma was the first one I beat, and man, it was a lot of fun. You're trying to get all the gods together, like you're an earth dancer who is fighting, dragon in the sky, and you kind of have amnesia, you're not sure what everything is, classic, like, actually, no, I don't think we ever heard of amnesia, right? But yeah, you get those tropes or whatever, but it's super fun. You got farming sim, you got RPG elements, but it's a lot more focused on the combat. The farming part, you don't have to do as much. Plus, what's really nice about this one is there's no like stamina or anything, so you can just keep farming until the day runs out, right? Which I do really like, because that's something that's always bugged me a little bit with farming sims, which I know, like, you need some sort of drawback with these games and everything, but man, it always annoyed me that I kept running out, stamina, and I had to stop for the day. I didn't have enough food for me to keep going, right? But I'm glad Rune Factory, you can just keep going for as long as you want, basically, like, until the day runs out. And yeah, just super fun. Combat's a lot of fun. Great characters, Ulalaka, Ulala, can I just say that? And yeah, there's a lot of great personalities in this game. Now, I will say it does get very repetitive, especially near the end. Like, I finished this game just under 40 hours, but, probably the average person, it's going to be anywhere between 30 to 50, depending on, how many quests you do, how many, bonds you kind of create with the villages and, the people in them, right? How many bond levels you get and the quests you do for those characters, right? But yeah, near the end, it does get quite lazy with its design. It's a lot of just repeating the same stuff. Go to this area, defeat these bosses, same bosses that you already fought before, but now they're higher level, right? So it does get I did get a bit annoyed near the end. It was just like, okay, and it's probably why I beat it under 40 hours, because then I was starting to feel a bit of the burnout, but overall, great game. Best Room Factory game to date still, you know, like, this kind of spin-off they did, a lot of great things. There's still room for improvement, but it was fantastic. Highly recommend Room Factory Guardians of Azuma. And so those are all my pickups for June. Yeah, not too many, as wanted to do something a bit different atmosphere, and it's a beautiful day out, so why not? So I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what games you picked up in June yourself. And yeah, I'll see you next time, everyone. Thanks, have a great rest of your day, and hopefully it's as beautiful as today is for you too. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Also follow me on X, Twitch, Bluesky, and I am back on Facebook now. All links will be on my About page, so follow me there. Even if it's just for the skits I do, I need someone to follow me. Okay, probably not the best way to encourage people, but anyways, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone!